Hello all. I know that it's been like, I don't know, like 2 months since I've last made an update, but it's been kind of crazy and hectic since Jenny's brain surgery, so we haven't had much time. So I'll give you the runaround. Jenny survived her brain surgery. It was on the 7th of October. She stayed in the hospital for 34 days following the surgery. She was unable to move the left side of her body, and she was having weakness in the left arm, the left leg, as well as like facial expressions. And so after she, I think it was the Monday following this surgery, she went into rehab, which is inpatient rehab, where she was like exclusively walking with therapies for actual real therapies for 3 hours a day. Also had an hour of what they call recreational therapy, had massage therapy. So, and all, it was pretty much the entire day she had therapy. And it was really intense. And by the time she left, she was able to walk and use her arm and some of her fingers. And now she's walking much more better. She's using her arm much more better, and she's able to raise her arm pretty high, like raise it. She's able to use all of her fingers and open and close them, kinda. So she's okay in a sense. Her hair is growing back very nicely, although sadly it's going in a mohawk again. But she's always had that problem, and the scar is not helping that. That's not a big deal. The scar is not a big deal. It's a, as I like to call it, a nice little memory of the pain we had to go through. The 34 days in the hospital, the torturous trying to figure out what was going on during that time. It was not a good time for us. I did not want to post any videos because I was kind of, I just wasn't a very happy person then. We've been out of the hospital since the 11th of November, and here it is, the 30th of November, so it's been quite a while to get us back on track and everything, but she's doing great, and um the rest of the family is doing pretty decent too. Um, as far as development, it seems like she is developing a lot more overall. She's acting more like a 2-year old. The separation anxiety isn't as bad as it used to be. She's picking up on it. She's understanding it a little bit more. She's understanding that if daddy leaves, daddy will come back, which is a good thing. And I'm very excited about that. She's doing a lot more sign language and a lot more I want to talk. She's trying to play with age appropriate toys in appropriate ways. And so overall, I would have to say that since our last post, she has dramatically like changed from being one kind of child to another. So it's really slightly exciting. Let's see what else. We're still having difficulties making appointments. Actually, we had an appointment scheduled for neurosurgeon, and he had to cancel on us, and he's making it at 3:15 tomorrow, and we had to cancel it and say we couldn't do it, and now I guess we're doing it. So I'm still getting the one around with appointments. She has what's called an AFO, ankle foot orthotic. Um, she's supposed to be wearing that, but it's giving her blisters, and I've been trying to get that scheduled, and I've left like 20 messages with this place, which I will not disclose, and they haven't freaking contacted me back, so I'm getting slightly frustrated. She likes to wear her glasses. I would like to show you these. These are so cute. Little kids' glasses. Glasses are like the most funniest thing. Look how tiny. Look at how tiny these are. These are so tiny. They're so cool, but they don't fit her anymore, and she's been wanting to wear them. She's actually wearing them. So I gotta go get those adjusted, and I'm trying to call the ophthalmologist And every time I call these places, there's 2 different places in the hospital that do eye stuff. I call the one that made the prescription for her, which I still have, and they tell me that they don't know of her, they don't, the blah blah blah, I can't make the appointment with them. And then I call, they transfer me over to the next place. And then that place tells me that I have to do it with the person that I previously talked to, and I'm like, okay, yay. This goes on for about an hour. I get transferred back and forth about 4 times, and I'm just, how do you say it politely? Furious. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Forget it. Just forget it. Maybe you should go to a different ophthalmologist since you guys can't seem to get this stuff straight. And so I haven't scheduled that yet. She still needs to see the dentist, and I haven't scheduled that yet. She saw the dermatologist just last week, actually, and the stuff on her face is the facial stuff that goes along with TSC, and she also has a bump on her gum, which is right next to her front tooth and the tooth that's next to the front tooth. I don't know the name of the teeth. I'm sorry. It's right there. It's a tiny little red bump, and anytime you brush her teeth near that area, it's obviously painful because she hates it. So anytime you brush your teeth, that's the last spot you always brush because you know it's going to be a fight. Um, so they talked about doing laser treatment for her, but in order to do the laser treatment, they're going to have to put her to sleep. So they're going to wait until she gets a little bit more facial involvement before they do that. And then they dug out this really cool, huge butt professional camera that when they took the pictures of her face, you could basically see the pores on her face. It was really awesome. And they took a picture of the bump on her gum, and they told me that she would have to see a dentist who is familiar with the TSC, so that way she can get that taken care of. If usually it can be painful, so they usually don't do anything unless it's painful, and obviously it's bothering her, so only when she brushes her teeth. But you know, if you have to brush your teeth to keep your hygiene, then maybe you should get rid of it. But again, she's gonna have to be put to sleep to do that. As for the surgery, I don't want to talk about the procedure. I don't want to talk about how it was. Um, Maybe later on at a later date I might disclose what happened, but I'm a little upset, frustrated, angry, just in all general, just not okay with what happened. So I'm not going to talk about that. To keep myself in a upbeat, happy mood. So I want to say happy late Thanksgiving because I totally was not even considering making a movie at that time. And happy holidays. I'm gonna keep it safe. Happy holidays. I plan on trying to make more videos, but it's a pretty crazy life. We're driving up to NCH 2 to 3 times a week. And if we have any appointments, we're driving up for those appointments. And this week we spent we're going to be spending 3 days at NCH, and next week 3 days, and then the week after that 3 days. So we spend a lot of time at NCH right now, so it's kind of a pain in the butt. It's almost like we literally live there. Especially after just spending 34 days there, you're kind of like, oh my god, this place again. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I still try to keep myself up to date, which is something that everybody who is dealing with a child with special needs to make sure that they do, because if not, you're gonna go insane. Um, uh, well, phone's ringing, so time to go. Bye.